selfless service. Somebody wants to read it? Okay.
Selfless service. After experiencing universality and contentment, one dissolves all personal ambition and finds joy serving others unconditionally and selflessly. Just like trees giving fruit and shade to strangers, and like the sun giving heat and light without any expectation, service becomes one's secondary nature. Many people are programmed to help others by voluntary work and to save the world. One needs to realize that you have to learn to save yourself before you can save others. You need a surplus to offer others. Without a surplus, you will feel depleted and will spread your stress. It is an illusion to help others. Have you ever been successful in changing your loved ones? Have you been successful in changing yourself? Help involves ego, desire, compulsive programming, and guilt. In the suffering of others, one sees one's own reflection and helps from sympathy, apathy, or pity. Help involves superimposing our desires on others. People try to feed others who are not hungry and preach sermons to those who are not willing to listen. Selfless service, on the other hand, is the product of love and compassion. One has a surplus to offer others without depleting their resources. One offers unconditional services with love at the proper time and place to the deserving recipient.
Okay, does it make sense? So many people are caught, programmed in helping. And you cannot help anyone until you build up the strength. Service, and many times help, they have apathy and all kind of things. Selfless service, the guideline is if you are doing something, it should give you joy and freedom. But people help and they feel stressed out. So they are really helping because of their ego. Okay. So all the wisdom, there are so many we can discuss, but one that is mind-blowing is number 11. Okay. So somebody read the 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wisdom to know that we are alone from birth to death. No one can do anything for us. Others can only support, guide, or inspire us. We are alone in hunger, in pain, in dreams, and at death. We cannot do anything for anyone else but serve with love and compassion.
Does it make sense?
Absolutely.
People get startled. Oh, I'm not alone. I want to help somebody. Somebody would help me. Spiritual journey starts when you recognize that you are alone. Because somebody can help you, but you have to do yourself. You have to eat yourself. You have to take your own medicine. And this is why I say escapist, they want to follow guru or crowd, so that by belonging they think they will be saved. By believing in miracles, they want to accomplish something. So we are alone. And that gives so much power. Once you realize you are alone, there is so much positive side. You become self-reliant. And this is why I could easily say, people, I did research and see on TV and all this, people who are atheists have more compassion and they're more open than people who are religious. People who are religious, they're so stuck, blaming God for other things. Yeah. But those atheists, they take responsibility. So they're much more closer to spirituality. Spirituality is different than being religious. Matter of fact, one becomes spiritual when one rises above religion. Doesn't mean they ignore religion, but you graduate at one level higher than religion. Because religion is like a little bit limited. People who are religious, they are very comfortable, they're in own cocoon, they feel very comfortable, and they feel threatened outside. So, if students study with me, I said, go to all other teachers, go everywhere, and then you realize the value, then you come back. See? But, okay.
very
All right.
much.
Nice to meet
Yeah.
A big one.
Sometimes when people are very religious too, at least what I'm seeing, they tend to be judgmental.
Exactly.
And that's what
Any-
we want to eliminate. I mean,
But those are the extremes.
does anyone think God has a religion?
This is what I bring out. If you see through, you would see. Because look at our religion came, say, Hinduism and Judaism 6,000 years ago.
Yeah.
And world existed for millions of years ago.
Prior to that.
So, but actually religion provides us some understanding so we understand what is
Right.
happening and why.
Absolutely. So that's the positive aspect of it.
Right.
Right.
And religion is a good ground because for masses of people, they don't have any guidance or gives them
It
guidance.
guides them. yeah.
But when you go beyond, then you open up. Because it's just religions that try to keep you in the cocoon. So your
Yeah.
compassion is limited. National spirit is God bless America. Why not God bless humanity?
Yeah.
And this is why Sanskrit prayer, Sarvatra Sukhina Bhavatu, let everyone be happy, all the living creatures be happy. Expanding at that level.
God bless you.
So religion, again, that's it, to control you, that's it, you don't read any other scripture, you get contaminated. So how can you be contaminated? People are afraid, I'm so religious, yoga might contaminate me. So you are afraid that your religion doesn't give you strength that you can survive. So this is my philosophy, that you have to be strong enough to survive anywhere. And I like people to ask challenging questions, and this is what I also wrote in the book. I ask them to ask challenging questions. Two things can happen, and one thing is, if I'm wrong, then I would change my thinking and I will explore, and I found out, I'm learning. If I'm right, it builds up my faith, which strengthens me. Or they ask me questions, so many questions they ask, I'm exploring and it helped me to grow. So really, you don't become bound. You just like be open and going beyond. I put in the back of that, be born again. Born again, not like a born again Christian, not
Right.
but be reborn like eggs and birds are born second time. First time in the egg and then hatches out of the egg. And I use that same analogy that we are born in our environment, in the eggshell. We have to hatch out. We have to think out of the box. And that is how I wrote the books. And this is what all the scientists say. If you want to evolve, think new dimension. And if you are doing that, one common thing you find is peace. So one quote I have is, how can you tell if you are on the spiritual path? And some of the symptoms are common. If I don't find, I won't say. There are lots of quotes in this book. Okay. Oh, so how can you say you are on the spiritual path? So first thing, you wake up with joy, you are content, you find love in everything you do, time flies by, you are enthusiastic, you find joy in life. These are some of the signs. And somebody says, oh, I'm on the spiritual path, I have so much tension, I do not practice this, I do not do this. So you flow with life. That is how we can tell, oh, you are on the spiritual path. So many people who don't go to church, don't do anything, they're joyous, they're on the spiritual path. So this is why rising above limitation is the very important thing.